Hello, my friends. Here we go again. This is the Guess Who. They're from Winnipeg in 1962. This is Burton Cummings and Randy Bachman. It's their project, but was originally formed by Chad Allen in 1958. Wow, 58. And they were called the Allen and the Silvertones back then. 4 years as Silvertones, and they became Chad Allen and the Reflections. The change was to mimic the name of the Brit group The Shadows. The Reflections single Tribute to Buddy Holly was released on Canadian American Records in 1962. They signed with Quality Records and put out more singles in 62, 63, and 64, which were regional hits. And then in 65, they changed to Chad Allen and the Expressions because Aussie-based Reflections band released a hit single just like Romeo and Juliet. The Expressions had a hit with a cover of Shakin' All Over, originally by Johnny Kidd and the Pirates. And the cover was #1 in Canada and number 22 in the US. Quality Records credited the single only to Guess Who in an attempt to mystify record buyers. There was also a thought that Shakin' All Over was done by a secret English band, possibly the Beatles. Yes, they do things like that in the music business. Burton Cummings replaced Bob Ashley in 1965. He was previously with the Winnipeg group The Deverbons. Allen left to go to college and to recover his voice, which was shredded from 8 years of touring. Burton Cummings was now the lone lead singer of the Guess Who, as they were now known. Randy Bachman taught Cummings the guitar parts, and they continued as a quartet. There were 3 albums with Chad Allen: Shakin', 65, All Over, Hey Ho, What You Do to Me in 65, and It's Time in 66. Wheatfield Soul was their first with Cummings as lead vocalist, and it was not a success. These Eyes did okay as a single, but by 1969, Psychedelia was becoming lame. The next album, Canned Wheat, did better. It includes a version of No Time, which would also be redone for their American Woman album a year later. They signed with RCA, and These Eyes would be their first US top 10. It was laden with orchestration, but Cummings' vocals set a new sound for the band, beginning with These Eyes. Bachman's signature fuzz tone guitar began with Pink Wine Sparkles in the Glass on the second track. On their next album, Canned Wheat, it's a nod perhaps to Canned Heat, put the Guess Who on the map. Their No Time was stunning and would set the tone for the next 5 years, after which Randy Bachman converted to Mormonism and left. It is understandable that people see Bachman Turner Overdrive as the continuation of the Guess Who, but that's not the case. Burton Cummings kept the Guess Who on the hit parade all the way until 1975, and that's when Cummings left due to a decline in sales. It was punk time. Jim Cale, who was still in the Guess Who, found out that the band's name had never been registered. He did that and has been recording and touring as the Guess Who to this day. Not for nothing, Cummings' American Woman became the Guess Who's only #1 song in the U.S. in 1970. Love that song, by the way, and I think they're doing it now, and all of that you've heard behind me talking about this song has been a lead-in. Let me hit the volume for us a bit. What a guitar sound. Not for nothing, Cummings' American Woman became the Guess Who's only #1 song in the U.S. in 1970. I said that already, but it bears selling again because the U.S. is kind of odd about their Billboard charts. They say if you only have a #1 song one time in the U.S., that makes you a one-hit wonder. So not true for this band. You know, there was really nothing like this on the radio before or after. Here's the other albums. Share the Land in 70, So Long, Bannatyne in 71, Rockin' in 72, Artificial Paradise in 73, number 10 in 73 also, 13, Road Food, 74, 14, Flavors, also in 74, 15, Power in the Music in 75, and where's 16? The Way We Were in 76, 17, The Guess Who's Back in 78, All This for a Song in 79, Now and Not Then in 81, Lonely One in 95, and last but not least, The Future Is What It Was to Be. The future is what it used to be, is what I meant to say. And that went in 2018. So is that all I have on these guys? I should probably do a song about Bachman Turner Overdrive. I don't like Bachman Turner Overdrive as much as I like the Guess Who. What do you think?